Well, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, and today I have a movie that you should not even bother to see. Alien from the Deep. If you're going to see it, the best thing you can do is waste $2 on a fucking burn like I did. Let's see what it says on the back. When a group of scientists investigate an erupting volcano, they find out that the government is conducting secret chemical experiments that have turned a lobster into a giant monster. Gore and some dopey FX makes this a must-see, starring Charles Napier, Alan Collins, and Robert Maness. It also says that this is the feel-good alien crab movie of the decade. No, it's not. It's by Antonio Margheriti. It's one of the last films he did. Charles Napier basically is playing a character Charles Napier has played all along, a bullying guy in charge. And as far as this whole deal is, basically what's happening is it's Greenpeace people getting put on an island that Charles Napier doesn't want them on because he is dumping nuclear waste into an active volcano, and the active volcano is supplying electricity. Well, there's all kinds of shit that can happen. And one thing that happens is all of a sudden, there's this big fucking dripping claw that's going around attacking people underground and burrowing underground and shit. And it's really not completely explained why this fucking happens. The movie is completely disjointed, at least this version is. It sort of rips off a bunch of shit because you only see this claw dripping with, I guess, nuclear waste or something like that. And as far as gore, no, there ain't that much of it. And at the end, it turns into a one-clawed, big, tall thing with obviously vacuum cleaner hoses attached to it, some kind of metal plate here. It's got a mouth. And basically, they rip off Alien 2, where they use bulldozers to push the creature into an active volcano after it kills Charles Napier. I think someone's putting this on a Blu-ray, and it's like, my question is why? You can't find anything better to put on a fucking Blu-ray? This is insane. It really is. But there's other things going on. I mean, you know, I love Antonio Margheriti's work, but this isn't one of the better ones. I gotta dig something up here. As usually, I'm not too prepared, but I am going to show you something here. I gotta get my little things lined up here, but anyway. Gotta expand this damn thing here. Bear with me a second, because, alright. What happened is, I have finally gotten Two-Fisted Tales of Times Square up on an internet platform to be sold as a print book and as an ebook. And it is available on www.smashbooks.com, barnesandnoble.com, applebooks.com, www.kobo.com, which I think is overseas, so hopefully overseas fans will get to actually read this thing or purchase it or whatever. So far, the only holdout that hasn't put this up on their site is Amazon for some reason, and we're still trying to figure that out. We don't know if I got heat with them. I know I got heat with them. What am I fucking kidding? The other thing is that this will be reprinted as Redux, because after going over this book and going over my original manuscript, I have found that certain things were omitted for whatever reason. Again, I've addressed that problem in the past. This will be out with some different stuff in it. And the second book, like I said, is being worked on. And something else. Gunfighters of the Drunken Master. This is the original version of it. There was 3 volumes. They were put out 3 separate books. I wasn't happy with the way they turned out. I wasn't happy with the price they put on them. And obviously they didn't do that well. So what has happened now is I have revamped all 3 books into one edition, written a prologue for them, and that will be out as the Gunfighters of the Drunken Master trilogy. That's what we're working on next. So it's not like we're not doing anything here. The basic plan is, aside from Grindhouse Purgatory, which I basically had to poo-poo off because I'm not going to get anywhere with these people. Like, you know, obviously, like I said before, they need my name to make money, so hey, fuck them. Anything I have printed before will soon be available as soon as we can get this wrapped up. It isn't that easy to deal with this internet stuff. I have a very good friend, Lorena, who is working on this stuff with me and has managed to put Two-Fisted Tales out. And now we're working on the Gunfighters, so it's all good. But how about a disgusting Big Al story? I haven't had one of them in a while. Well, here's the thing. Big Al took umbrage at something a bartender had told him. And these two rubbed each other the wrong way. The guy's name was Nicky. And him and Big Al rubbed each other the wrong way. So Big Al wanted to do something to completely break his balls. And of course, he has to enlist yours truly to do this. Well, I'm going to tell you something. This isn't Campbell's. This is condensed vegetable soup. Probably sucks just as much as Campbell. And when you look at the sodium content, there's 430 milligrams for basically one serving. This has 2 servings. So this is about 1,000 milligrams if you drink this fucking can, which I'm not. Anyway, the problem was, the thing is, nothing smelled more like puke back in the day than Campbell's vegetarian vegetable soup. As a matter of fact, it smelled and looked so much like puke that I would use it to get out of school by dumping half a can in a toilet bowl and make sure some was on the rim and telling my parents that I had an upset stomach and couldn't go to school. So, we get a can of Campbell's vegetarian vegetable soup and a little water and heat it up. And Al gets a hot water bottle, and we pour the soup into this hot water bottle. So this is the winter. I shoved the hot water bottle down under my sweatshirt, so it's like resting here, and I got a winter coat on. So we go in the bar, and I had a couple drinks before I go in the bar to make this look, legit. So Big Al orders something to eat that comes with rolls. So he's there nibbling on a roll. I'm sitting there nursing a drink, and he nudges me. Now I know it's time for me to go on my act. Man, I don't feel too good. That fucking booze didn't sit that right. Then all of a sudden I go into this gag, and I'm going like this, and I got a winter coat over this in a sweatshirt. So the neck of this thing comes up under my sweatshirt. I squeeze it, and bloosh! All this nasty fucking smelly soup hits the fucking bar, steam rising off it, and what does Big Al do without batting an eye? Dips his bread in it and eats it. Well, that was it. The fucking bar emptied out. Nicky and Al started screaming at each other. We got thrown out. We were barred for life. And Nicky was going to kick the shit out of Big Al. And I ran into Nicky at one point on the street and said, look, man, it was a fucking joke. Why don't you guys chill out? So Nicky said, I'll accept an apology. So I went to Al and I said, you know something, maybe it's better you guys just make up instead of carrying this thing so far. So Nicky was tending bar somewhere else. So I brought Al up there. They sat down. They hashed it out. And the segue was we started telling jokes. And we started telling really fucked up jokes until about 2 o'clock in the morning when the bar closed. So Big Al and Nicky shook hands and walked away with no animosity between them. And that's our episode for today. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and I will let you know when this stuff is available. Right now, I gave you the links for the online stuff, and if anybody wants signed copies, I should have them here within a week or so. So just, email me at grindhousepurgatory@gmail.com or, whatever, Mr. 42nd Street paid at yahoo.com, and we'll tell you how to get them. So, again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the flip side.